Welcome to the Explainer. All right, let's jump right in. If you're working anywhere in the digital marketing space right now, you have absolutely felt it. I'm talking about that sudden, chilling drop in traditional search traffic. It's causing a ton of anxiety across the industry, and honestly, rightly so. But today, we're going to break down exactly what's happening behind the scenes, and more importantly, how you can actually turn this massive shift into your absolute biggest advantage. So I want you to consider this number for a second. 58%. According to some wild recent data from Ahrefs, just the mere presence of an AI overview on a Google search results page is currently slashing the click-through rate for the #1 ranking page by 58%. Let that sink in. For every 100 clicks you used to get for earning that coveted top spot, Google is now keeping 58 of them for its own AI response. And, this perfectly illustrates the real danger we're facing here. It's not just that you're losing traffic. It's that you are literally losing control of your own narrative. The team over at Webflow hit the nail on the head when they said they're not getting a list of links. They're getting a rewritten version of your brand story. And that version may not be the answer you want given. See, AI search engines are now playing the middleman. They're recasting your brand without your input. And if they get it wrong, or if they just don't mention you at all, you are completely invisible to the customer. But we are definitely not going to let that happen. We're going to treat this threat as a massive arbitrage opportunity. So here's our roadmap for today's Explainer. We'll kick things off with the AI search revolution. Then we'll define answer engine optimization, dive into the AEO content playbook, look at building off-site authority, and wrap up with measuring your AI success. Okay, part 1, the AI search revolution. Look, I know the drop in traditional clicks is scary, but the silver lining here is pretty incredible. The data shows that AI traffic actually converts at a rate 23 times higher than organic search. Yes, 23 times. That's because users who are interacting with AI are getting super specific answers to complex questions, meaning they're way farther down the funnel and highly qualified to actually take action. So, the multi-million-dollar question is, how do we capture that highly qualified traffic? Well, that brings us to AEO, or Answer Engine Optimization. Basically, AEO is the practice of making your content visible and useful to AI systems that synthesize direct answers from multiple sources. We're talking about optimizing for platforms like ChatGPT, Google AI Overviews, Perplexity, the whole new lineup. We're moving way beyond standard search algorithms and stepping right into the world of AI synthesis. Which brings us to part 2. Defining answer engine optimization. We really need to unpack how this new paradigm completely changes everything we've been doing for the last 20 years. Think about it like this. In traditional SEO, you're optimizing for an algorithm to rank your web page in a vertical list of blue links, right? You're fighting tooth and nail for a position. You want to be number 1, 2, or 3. But with AEO, the paradigm completely flips on its head. Now you're optimizing for an AI system that's reading dozens of sources all at once, synthesizing an answer, and then deciding who gets a shout-out. You're no longer competing for a position on a page. You are competing for a synthesized mention within a conversation. To really grasp why this shift is so huge, we have to look at how AI actually searches. It uses this fascinating concept called query fanout. So when a user gives an AI a prompt, like plan a 5-day trip to Japan, the AI doesn't just run one search. No, it fans out into dozens of micro-searches behind the scenes. It's simultaneously looking up the best Tokyo neighborhoods, what the November weather is like in Kyoto, and whether buying the Japan Rail Pass is actually worth it. To get cited by the AI, your brand can't just rank for one main keyword anymore. You have to be deeply relevant across a whole web of interconnected topics. And that leads us perfectly into part 3, the AEO content playbook. How do we practically build content that these AI engines actively want to scoop up and cite? You have to check out this stelling data from Julia McCoy. When we look at the keywords that actually trigger AI overviews, a staggering 99.2% of them have informational intent. Less than 1% are commercial or transactional. Answer engines are built to educate, explain, and guide. They are not designed to be a direct checkout lane, so your content strategy literally has to shift. You must educate first to win visibility. You provide the comprehensive answer, you build that trust, and then, only then, do you strategically guide that user toward a conversion on your own site. Now, if you want an immediate data-backed competitive edge right this second, you need to look at your technical structure. There is a massive arbitrage opportunity sitting right in front of us. 73% of Google's top AI answers use schema metadata. Basically, that's just back-end code that helps machines easily understand the context of your content. But here's the crazy part. A whopping 88% of websites lack schema entirely. Just by getting your technical house in order and adding this metadata, you are making it infinitely easier for AI to understand and cite your content instead of your competitors. But hey, it's not just the back-end code. It's how you actually write the words on the page. Ahrefs identified 4 micro-content principles that basically make your writing irresistible to AI crawlers. Number 1, bluff, or bottom line up front. Stop burying the lead. Start every single section with the direct answer. Number 2, atomic content. AI chunks your content into little pieces when it reads, so make sure every paragraph can stand completely on its own out of context. Number 3, entity-rich writing. Stop using generic pronouns like this tool or it. Use the specific name and define the relationship so the AI maps it correctly. And 4, simple sentences. Stick to a clear subject-verb-object structure. Because honestly, if a sentence takes a human 2 tries to understand, an AI is really going to struggle to parse it. All right, moving on to part 4, building off-site authority. And here is the wildest part about AOE. It is heavily dependent on your brand's presence across the entire web, not just what you say on your own little corner of the internet. See, AI systems rely heavily on consensus. They need to see that the wider internet actually agrees that you're an authority. To build this, you need to hit 3 tiers of off-site authority. Tier 1 is earning mentions on third-party editorial and review sites. Think TechCrunch or The Wirecutter. AI trusts those implicitly. Tier 2 is user-generated content. Large language models absolutely feast on platforms like Reddit and Quora, so participating genuinely in those spaces is huge. And Tier 3 is your owned properties outside your website, like your LinkedIn presence or your YouTube channel. And speaking of YouTube, it might actually be the ultimate hidden cheat code for AIO. Check this out. YouTube mentions have a 0.737 correlation with ChatGPT visibility. That is literally the strongest correlation of any factor we know about. Why? Well, because GPT-4 was trained on over 1 million hours of YouTube transcripts. YouTube isn't just a place where AI goes to look for answers, it's the very foundation of what it learned from in the first place. Getting your brand mentioned in videos or just creating evergreen content there is a massive, massive lever for AI visibility. Finally, let's wrap up with part 5, measuring your AI success. This is all about tracking the unseen. Because right now, traditional tools like Google Search Console don't clearly separate out AI data, which definitely makes proving ROI a bit of a headache. So you have to adopt some new tracking workarounds. Here are 3 distinct ways to measure your AEO efforts. First up, AI referral data. You can tweak your analytics to track clicks coming specifically from domains like ChatGPT or Perplexity. Just know it's probably an undercount. Second, AI bot activity. If you use a service like Cloudflare, you can track citation bots hitting your pages. If a bot keeps coming back to a specific page, it's a huge clue that you're being used as a source. But honestly, the third method is the absolute most powerful, self-reported attribution. Just add a simple "How did you hear about us?" drop down to your checkout or sign-up flow. You remember that 23 times higher conversion rate from AI traffic we talked about earlier? That incredible insight came directly from self-reported attribution, capturing the hidden influence of AI that all the standard tracking completely missed. So, we've covered the roadmap, the playbook, the metrics. But as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. Right now, we are firmly in the early adopter phase. It is relatively easy to rank in AI answer engines if you just apply these frameworks. But make no mistake, the AEO window is closing, fast. As competitors catch on, those easy wins are going to vanish. So the question is, will you take action today and optimize your answers? Or will you just wait and let AI rewrite your brand story without you? The choice is entirely yours. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I really hope you're leaving empowered to go take control of your AI visibility.